days on my calendar, checked off the things on my list. Made one last round through town to see the places I'll miss. I boxed up my baggage, loaded the van, did all I had to do. Now all that's left is to say goodbye to what I knew. I thought that once I got here, then I'd have it figured out. 21 seemed far away, and so did this big town. Now all I have are empty walls and a Honda to my name. What if I never make it here? Now I'm out on the east side, drink in my hand, trying to find out where I stand. He's blowing up and she signed a deal. They know everyone here. Will they ever know me here? I thought that once I got here, then I'd have it figured out. 21 seemed far away, and so did this big town.
Well, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
There you are, Stacey Kelleher. How are ya?
Good, how are you?
Stacey Kelleher, what a talent. So happy you're joining us. I have to tell you, Stacey, you know, I've been at this stuff like a long time. We love talking to legends. We love talking to, you know, current hit makers. But one of our favorite things is when we have blossoming stars that we like know where they're going, and we feel like we're getting them at the beginning. You know, I've done this all my career, and it's a thrill because we feel like you fit that bill, Stacey. So thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And of course, your new singles include Make It Here and You Never Know With Me. And you can find out more at staceykellehermusic.com. Yeah, but Stacey, before chatting about your music, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your upbringing because it is so cool. I mean, in Ossipee, New Hampshire, I mean, you began singing as soon as you could speak, basically, right? Like, what are some of those stories that like your family told you about baby Stacey singing?
Yeah, I mean, I was always just like, I'm an only child, and I was just running around the house and singing whatever was on the radio. And I really was brought up on a lot of country music. So that's kind of like my bread and butter and what I know really well. But I remember that my parents bought me like a really cheap, like Walmart guitar when I
Right.
was probably like 2 or 3. And there's just pictures of me like in diapers, like playing it around the
That's
house
amazing.
and stuff. And the cover of Make It Here, one of my new singles, is actually like one of those pictures of me just like sitting on the steps in
Yeah,
my house and playing guitar. So
that's incredible.
yeah, I just always loved music, and I ended up starting lessons when I got a little bit older. When I was like 6, I started piano, and when I was 9, I started guitar, and
Right.
I just couldn't get enough. So I just did every musical thing that I could possibly get my hands on.
Yeah, totally. But like, were your parents musical background, Stacey?
No, actually, I have 2 kind of cousins that did music a little bit on the side, and both of my grandfathers like played in bands and stuff like that. Like one played trumpet and one played the organ, which is really cool. But my parents aren't musical at all, so it was kind of just a thing that they started me in and were like, "Oh wow, she really likes this and is really into
Yeah,
it." Yeah,
yeah,
great.
that's incredible. They must have felt something, and they did the right thing. But Stacey, was there like a concert, or was there like something you saw on TV, some festival, maybe MTV, I don't know, something that like as you were growing up made you say like, okay, like this is what I want to do like with my life, not just as a hobby, not just as an activity, but like this is my purpose.
Yeah. I mean, I would always watch like CMT and like all the country music channels, and like I would watch the music videos, and like
Sure.
I just thought they were so cool and stuff like that. But I mean, I remember I had one recital of my own that I did like several things in it. Like all the other kids had like one song that they would do, and which was great and everything. But for some reason, I did like 4 separate things. Like I played guitar for somebody else. I
Right.
had my own like piano piece that I played. I like played in a group band, and then I think I did one solo song, piano guitar myself. And I was like, looking back on it, I was like, wow, like I like did way too much. um, I think it was then, and I was probably maybe only like 10 or 11, but I just like knew that I was obsessed with it and I knew that I loved it so much and that it was really the only thing that I really wanted to pursue moving forward from
That's
there.
incredible, Stacey, that you knew like just like from such an early age, just your path. That's awesome. So, Stacey, let me ask you about Kingswood Regional High School there for a minute.
Yeah,
Were you
yeah.
like the most popular girl in school? Probably, right?
Not at all, honestly. No. I mean, I was kind of the type that like went from like friend group to friend group and I wasn't like super close with anybody, but I was kind of like just a peer, you know? Um, but I was definitely like the musical kid.
Of
Cause
course.
I mean, Kingswood and where I'm from is basically just like a very small town. And so I was the one who was just like always doing musical stuff. I did win Most Likely to Be Famous my senior year.
That's good. Well,
Um,
well,
but
well done.
thank you. Very proud of it. But yeah, I definitely wasn't like popular or like looked up to or anything like that.
Yeah. But, when we were in research and we came across that, it was fantastic because, you did a little bit of everything. You did jazz, you did a cappella, you did marching band, you did the whole gamut. And it makes sense that your music is so unique, like your current music, like you have like your own sound because you have so many unique elements that like make it so special. These activities and experiences kind of like shaped your sound, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, starting in country music, like watching Disney Channel, like in my preteens and being obsessed with like pop music from then on and doing classical and jazz and all that stuff in high school. And then branching out even further when I went to college, like I feel like it all kind of for sure was all mixed together and just came out with what I'm doing now. So,
I love that. I love that, Stacey.
yeah.
Okay, so then you went to Berklee, of course, Berklee School of Music, world renowned. But I want to ask you about after Berklee, when you got here to Nashville. We're coming to Nashville as well. How were those first few months in Nashville, Stacey? And what I mean, like, was it an exciting time for you? Was it overwhelming? Because, Nashville, the talent level is so insane. It's so sick. It can be a little like shocking at first. Like, how were those first like weeks and months here?
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely super exciting. It was something I knew that I was going to do for several years. And I had kind of been planning it like when I was getting towards the end of my Berklee journey. And when I first got here, I was definitely really excited because I was finally here and I was with several of my friends that I like graduated with and left Boston, where Berklee is.
Yeah,
They were all here, which was cool. And I was kind of like reunited with them because I hadn't seen them since graduation and stuff. Um, but it definitely was like full speed ahead, like just diving into the deep end kind of a thing because I just started trying to see like where I could play and figuring out who booked what and like stuff
right.
like that. And yeah, I mean, there's so many amazingly talented people here. So that was definitely like, wow, like I am not the only one trying to do this here, you know? But equal parts scary and inspiring too, because everybody's so kind here and really just wants to help each other out. And I feel like that was also like just a super inspiring thing and really humbling as well, because it's like people just genuinely want to lift each other up and help out.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. And there's a part of Nashville, I don't know if people that don't live here don't know, but it's like you really have to hustle, right? Like you can't stay in your house and like watch Netflix all day. You have to go, you have to network, you have to meet the booking people, you have to your fellow musicians. Like there's a part of it like of the networking that you had to like unleash as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's like, and I mean, I kind of learned this from talking to my friends that had been in Nashville longer than me, that got here before me. They were all like, you just need to show face at everything and just be there, even if you're not playing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're there and not just there, like going up to people and talking and introducing yourself and networking online and
Right.
all that good stuff. I mean, for sure, like that part of it is cool because I definitely am a very social person, but
Yeah.
it's equal parts cool and also like, okay, like I need a hustle, just like you said. Yeah.
Exactly, Stacey. Let me ask you about your songwriting, Stacey, because it's so special. I mean, it's such a big part of your songs. I mean, whether it's You Never Know with Me or All I See, such strong lyrics, like it's incredible. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I have to ask you, what's your process, Stacey? And what I mean by that is, you know, do you have the formal discipline of Nashville where it's like, okay, I'm songwriting today, every day from 11 to 4, nobody bother me, phones off? Or are you like kind of when inspiration strikes, you can be in the middle of nowhere and you just get the muse?
I'd say I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, when I first got here, I definitely was trying to write with everybody, make those songwriting connections. But I think as I was here for a longer period of time, I really realized that I wanted to do more of like the artist thing and really
Sure.
that. So, I mean, there was a time, last year during COVID where I was doing a lot of writing simply because there was nothing else to do and I just needed to be songwriting in
Yeah.
order to stay sane. But I definitely write when inspiration hits, but I definitely try to, work the muscle even when I'm not inspired as well. And right now I'm not writing a super ton because I'm kind of in the releasing stages of everything.
Right.
So yeah, I would say I fall somewhere in the middle of working the muscle and keeping it a part of my routine and, daily lifestyle, but also keeping the inspiration a part of it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it, Stacey. And speaking of the release schedule that you're doing, all that social media stuff, do you enjoy it? Because it sounds like exhausting. I mean, the stuff that you have to do nowadays, the TikTok, the pre-save my song, story, this, that. It's all, is it exhausting to you or do you enjoy it?
I like it. It is definitely tiring because it's kind of like sometimes I'll just be like chilling or whatever, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a voice in my head that's like, you should be on Instagram, like posting or like making a TikTok or like
Right.
whatever. So I mean, yeah, it totally is. But I really like doing social media and I like having content to post and being active on my stories and doing live streams. Like, I really do enjoy it, but I've learned that I have to kind of plan my posts or schedule them out and
Yeah.
then be like, okay, I did some posting and I was active online. Now let me just take a little break so I don't go completely insane.
I dig that. No, you're really good. And the way you connect with your fans is awesome, Stacey. Super
Oh,
personable, for sure. Stacey, you've been so cool with your time. Really appreciate it. There is a
thank you.
rumor out on Music Row that you may play a little song for us. Is that an accurate rumor?
Yes, the
Oh my
rumor
God.
is correct.
Love it. Love it.
I'm gonna play my newest single, "You Never Know" with me,
I love
which
it.
just came out on Friday, which I'm super excited about.
Perfect. So, Stacey, can I give you, that's a beautiful guitar, by the way. Could I give you any guitar and you would make it sound good? Or are you really particular with your instrument?
I mean, this one is definitely my baby. I've had this one since the middle of college, and I've probably played like 200 or 300 shows at least with this thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love all guitars. I'm definitely like would love to just go and like Carter vintage guitars and like play every guitar in there.
Sure, sure, sure.
But yeah, I mean, this one is really special to me just because it's been with me all over the country and it's been here and it's been in my childhood home and it's been at Berklee and it's been in
Amazing.
LA and everywhere else in between pretty much. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Cool,
cool.
Stacey. Awesome.
All right. Well, yeah, this is You Never Know with me. Came out Friday, wrote it with fellow Nashville songwriter Emily Gerkless, and we wrote it over Zoom during COVID. And it was kind of the first song that we wrote that I felt like really, really matched like the sound that I was going for and the message that I was trying to relay through my music. And I had just been like going through a really weird funk. And I was talking to her about it. We're also really good friends. So I was kind of just venting. And then I kind of just was like, well, I guess you never know with me. Like, you never know what I'm going to do or whatever. And then she was like, well, that's a really cool title. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then we just kind of rolled with it. So
Awesome.
here it is. Always drink 2 cups of coffee. But when I'm pouring it all day, it don't feel the same.
Everything's okay until I spill it. And my patience goes down the drain. Does anyone else feel this way? I always wonder, is there something wrong with me? It doesn't take much for my mood to sway. Here we go again. You never know with me. What you get is what you see. I'm not changing. I always say what I mean. Yeah, you never know me. I'm driving down the avenue. When I pass by a house haunted with memories, and there's a ghost from my past. And as I float down the bend, I know I lost a friend. I always wonder, is there something wrong with me? Yeah, I don't know why I can't just let it go today. Here we go again. You never know with me. What you get is what you see. I'm not changing. I always say what I mean. Yeah, you never know me. Am I moody or too honest? I don't see the problem with being who I am. I'm not gonna hold it in. So if you don't like it, then leave it. 'Cause I am learning to be okay with myself. You never know with me. Mm-mm. What you get is what you see. Yeah, you never know with me. What you get is what you see. I'm not changing. I always say what I mean. Yeah, you never know me. Yeah, you never know me. Yeah, you never know me.
Wow, Stacey, that's a jam.
Thanks so much.
Unbelievable. Loved it. Loved it. Great passion. The song, that's a hit. That's a hit,
Thanks so much.
Stacey. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Stacey. What a treat, man. We can't wait to see you perform.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate
Of
it.
course, Stacey. And we'll be in touch. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye.